I'm about to attempt to film the real-life Godzilla on the shores of an active volcano in the middle of the Galapagos. But to do that, I will need to dive under those crashing waves if I want to get up close to the only lizard on the planet that navigates the ocean, the Marine Iguana. Hostile forces of nature. The famous words of Darwin describe the Galapagos perfectly, and that's exactly what we're up against. Filming marine iguanas in action means we will need to scuba dive through shark-filled waters, avoid ripping ocean currents, and brave relentless tidal surges that will throw us around like rag dolls. All right, so as we make our way to the intertidal zone, you can begin to see what we're going to contend with. As a scuba diver, if we get caught in these breakers, it could be game over, but it's what it's gonna take if we wanna get up close to those iconic marine iguanas. All right, we have to dive deep quickly to avoid the current. All divers on today's mission are carrying emergency GPS beacons in case one of us gets pulled out to sea. It's critical we remain close together as we make our way toward the iguana feeding grounds. Visibility will change frequently, and there will be many twists and turns to navigate. The water here is very cold, only 68 degrees Fahrenheit. It's also high in nutrients, which attracts more than just iguanas. The Galapagos has one of the most biodiverse marine systems on the planet, making it a critical front line of conservation. But there's no time to waste. We need to save as much air as possible to film the iguanas. The surge will only get stronger the shallower we go. It's almost like the ocean is breathing. Push, calm, pull, push, calm, pull. This is the most turbulent water I have ever experienced, and it's making it hard to stay submerged. But surfacing now could roll us into the breaking waves, which would be very dangerous and potentially a life-threatening scenario. Only 50 yards from shore, this is where we need to be. And there it is, our first iguana. What you are looking at is one of the most specialized lizards on the planet, and the only one that spends time in the ocean. The Marine Iguana. If there were ever a living version of Godzilla, this is it. In fact, one of the common names for them on San Cristobal Island is the Godzilla iguana. Check out that scientific name. It turns out Godzilla is now a real animal. Filming these iguanas is going to be a real test. Luckily, the rocks down here are only covered in plants, so unlike coral, it's okay for us to carefully hold on with our gloves. But the surge is intense, making it nearly impossible to hold on when it rips through. Periods of calm will be our only chance to get close to the iguanas. But make no mistake, the surge will return. Luckily, the iguanas seem laser-focused on feeding, almost ignoring our presence. Clearly, every bite counts when you're braving these conditions. Marine iguanas are herbivores that have adapted many specializations to help them survive at sea for the sole purpose of finding food. The rocks here are covered in a leafy marine salad that includes red and green algae, a favorite of the marine iguana, and one of the only reliable food sources for them in the Galapagos. To get it, they have to sometimes dive 60 feet and hold their breath for up to 30 minutes. They use their hooked, talon-like claws to grip onto the rocks, while their shortened snout allows them to get their teeth closer and into tight spaces to chomp away at the algae. So their Godzilla-like appearance does serve a survival purpose. Marine iguanas have also developed flattened tails that are muscular and help them swim through this hazardous environment. And as much as they need their swimming ability to dive into the ocean, it's the getting back to land when it really comes into play. Unlike us, the iguanas are able to swim right into the breakers and body surf their way back to land. Their ability to navigate the bone-crushing waves is unbelievable. But of course, they saved their final and most impressive adaptation for the shore. Because these iguanas feed on plants full of salt water, they have remarkably evolved glands that absorb the salt to be ejected by way of snot rockets, also called wigs. And while it seems gross, it's very efficient and just another unlikely demonstration of how these iguanas have solved the many problems to exist here in the Galápagos. Contrary to their name, marine iguanas spend most of their lives on land. The shores of Fernandina can be stacked with hundreds of basking lizards, and while only adult iguanas dive for food, you can spot subadults and juveniles foraging in the tide pools or just at the water's edge. Large male iguanas are very territorial and can be seen sparring or using head bobs to push off competing males from the rest of the breeding population. Before they branched off to explore the waters of the intertidal zone, marine iguanas started as a land-based species, only driven below the ocean surface due to what must have been an extreme lack of food. In fact, in the Galápagos today, there are 3 distinct species of iguana that are all descendants of a common land ancestor, one of which is the rarest lizard on the planet and the one that brought us to the Galápagos in the first place. The interconnection between land and sea is unmistakable in the Galápagos, and as an ambassador for Rewild.org, we are working together with the Galápagos National Park to ensure this marine reserve is expanded and remains protected for generations to come. There is no better example to the importance of these two worlds than the marine iguana, which is unique to the Galápagos and the only lizard on Earth that has adapted for life in the ocean. The fact they have evolved to survive these hostile forces of nature is truly incredible.
That was such a fun dive.
Woo! That was the coolest scuba diving I've ever done in my entire life. Took everything we had to stay in position and to roll with the surge back and forth. It was surreal. It was like living inside the cover of a National Geographic magazine. It's hard to imagine being the last of your kind. Being isolated, surrounded, and threatened. But against the odds, even when every outcome pointed to an all but certain doom for this species, life found a way. Deep in the heart of the Caribbean Sea, on one of its many craggy islands, lives a lizard that has been brought back from the brink of extinction and now roams this tropical landscape by the hundreds. That island is Grand Cayman, and that lizard is none other than the blue iguana. And while an iguana might not immediately strike you as being unique or noteworthy, I assure you, this one absolutely is, because it's blue. Very blue, making it one of the most beautiful and rarest iguanas on the planet. Now, to put things in perspective, these lizards dwindled all the way down to an estimated 15 total individuals in the wild, making them functionally extinct. Which is where our friend Fred Burton steps in. Directly responsible for creating the Blue Iguana Recovery Program, Fred has offered us the unique opportunity to get up close with these endangered reptiles and tour the facility he started 15 years ago. With such a rare chance to see one of these creatures in person, the crew and I loaded up our cameras and made our way to the most remote part of the island. Right now, what we're doing is we're trying to find one of the resident blue iguanas that's habituated to humans. His name is Peter, and apparently he's big and friendly and a great ambassador for his species. So we're trying to get close to Peter, try to get the GoPro up close, try to get the cameras up close so you can see why this is such a unique lizard species. So, Fred, you want to lead the way?
So Peter's on his favorite rock.
Oh, is this Peter here?
Look at him, yes.
Now that is an impressive iguana. All right, guys, let's come in Peter's enclosure here. Wow, look at that. Let's get a shot of Peter before we approach, just in case he wants to hop off that rock, because that is a great display of a blue iguana right there.
Yeah, this is a unique species. It's only found in Grand Cayman.
Okay, so the blue iguana is endemic to the Cayman Islands, and it is a species of rock iguana. We've seen rock iguanas in the past, but I have never seen one this color. I mean, and you're telling me that these blue iguanas get even more blue than this.
When they're in the breeding season, yeah. He's kind of dull right now.
Really?
When he gets hot and excited.
I think you look great.
And in March and April, when he's courting the girls, he will blaze blue. Really, really, really bright.
Hi, Peter. Are we buddies? Are we going to be pals? I think so. So, Fred, tell us a little bit about Peter. How did he come to the program, and why is he so friendly?
He's an interesting case, because we were just walking around out in the open there a good many years ago, and we saw a young 2-year-old just on the gravel, and we thought, where did he come from? Figured it must have been one of the free-roaming iguanas had laid and hatched and whatnot. But we start thinking, okay, we better catch it so we can get a blood sample and do the genetics and all this thing. So we're creeping up to this thing, and it's just looking at us. It's not afraid.
Yeah.
You know, and we just walk up to this iguana and pick him up, and he doesn't run away. And he's been like that ever since. It's like he was born without the fear gene. You know, he has no natural reaction to
Friendly
humans.
since day one. I like it. So Peter's turning more blue because he's warming up to us? Is that what this is?
He likes the attention, yeah.
All right. Well, who doesn't like a good head scratch? So, quick little disclaimer to everybody at home. Don't go up to a wild iguana and pet it. This is not a normal iguana. This is an iguana that has been habituated to humans and is used to this kind of interaction, and is why we are able to get so close to Peter today. If you try to do this to a wild rock iguana, you're gonna get bit. And if you look here at Peter's mandibles, they have quite the powerful bite, and they also have a couple rows of razor sharp teeth. So you definitely do not want to get your finger or your hand caught in the jaws of a wild rock iguana. So best to leave them alone and give them their safe distance. But man, are they cool.
So these beads, we put on every iguana we release, and we also put them on the captive iguanas in case they get out. And the idea is the combination of bead sizes and bead colors is unique to each animal. So that, you know, if we're walking around the park and we see an iguana and we want to know who that is, all we need to do is train binoculars on the beads, look them up in the database, and we'll know exactly who we're dealing with. But the other thing we do...
Peter's sleeping.
The other thing we do is we photograph the sides and the top of his head. And these big enlarged scales, if you look at the scales on his snout here, they're all a little bit irregular. Right? They're not perfectly symmetrical.
Okay, yeah.
Every iguana has a slightly different scale pattern. It's like a fingerprint. So we got pictures of this guy, and if this guy turned up somewhere he didn't want to be, and the pit tag was gone and the bead tag was gone, we'd still be able to match the photograph and say, that is that iguana.
That is Peter.
That is Peter.
But just judge on how we're able to approach Peter. I don't think it would take very long to figure out who it was.
So one of the other cool things about rock iguanas generally are the toes.
Okay.
So this is like a hook.
Looks like a talon to me.
So they're quite good at climbing trees. They don't, you know, they spend most of the time on the ground, but they're quite good at climbing trees. And these claws hang on to things really effectively. And for females digging nests, of course, they're great for digging too. But the weird thing is, you know how hands bend like this. These guys bend like this.
Oh, they bend right to left.
They don't bend this way. They don't bend this way, but they bend backwards.
That is very interesting, Peter.
And think about why, because right, they're constantly pulling this thing through vegetation.
And now, Fred, is there any other distinct characteristic about the blue iguana that's worth noting today?
I like to mention this little thing here.
Okay.
You see that little scale there? It looks translucent.
I do.
So that's the pineal eye. And that's a very primitive feature in reptiles, but these aren't primitive animals.
Right.
Light can get through there, and we think that there's a brain receptor in there, and they probably, we don't know this for sure, but we suspect that they use this for tracking day length, and that's how they subconsciously know what time of year it is and the triggers for when they need to start thinking about breeding season and all that sort of thing.
Very unique sensory mechanism. Very cool, Peter.
A lot of the stuff that I've described to you is useful because what we need always is for people to relate to these animals. If we want to conserve an animal like this, people need to be engaged in it, right? And the thing about an animal like this is it responds to us in a way. We can understand it, we can empathize. So knowing about the iguanas helps us tell stories about them, and we tell stories about these iguanas and people start to love them, and if people start to love them, they want us to preserve them. And that's the way it all works.
Well, I think Peter has done a phenomenal job today hanging out with us so we can learn more about his species. And as far as lovability, I mean, I think the proof is right here, guys. This is about the coolest customer I've ever witnessed when it comes to an iguana. Thank you very much for hanging out, Peter. And thank you, Fred. Really appreciate the tour of the facility. Great work on bringing back this population of beautiful reptiles. And if you want to find out more about this program, make sure to check out the link in the description below. I'm Mark Vins. Be brave, stay wild. We'll see you on the next location. Bye, Peter. See you later, buddy. Without the efforts put in place by Fred and now sustained by the National Trust's Blue Iguana Recovery Program, these lizards would almost certainly no longer exist in the wild. What they have done for the blue iguana is truly remarkable and always makes us proud to tell one of these heroic efforts to save such a special creature. If you would like to catch a glimpse of the famous blue iguana for yourself, drop by the Queen Elizabeth II Botanic Gardens website to book a tour with the Blue Iguana Recovery Program, where you can get up close with this endemic species and, if you're lucky enough, may even get to meet Peter himself. But just don't disturb him if he's resting. The star of the island needs his beauty sleep. I'm about to enter the sting zone with the bullet ant. I'm about to enter the bite zone with the leafcutter ant. Here we are in the jungles of Costa Rica for the ultimate showdown between the two most painful ants in the world. We've got the bite of the leafcutter ant versus the sting of the bullet ant. And I'm here to determine which of these two is the true king of pain. Ah! Before we start our face-off, we have to track down our contenders. First up are the leafcutters, which are famous for slicing up plants and marching the pieces back to their nest. These worker ants carrying the leaves are incredibly strong, capable of lifting 20 times their own weight. They harvest these parts to use as compost that grows a fungus to feed the entire colony, including their defenders called soldier ants. Leafcutter soldiers have no stinger at all, but instead use their massively oversized jaws like butcher knives to slice through anything standing in their way, including human flesh. I have personally witnessed a single soldier saw through skin to the bone in just a matter of seconds, and that is why it will be our first contender. To find them, all we have to do is follow this trail of ants back to their underground lair. Here we go. This is it. This is the entry point to the nest. You can see the leaves are disappearing here. Up in this clearing, there's going to be other entry points. That's where the soldiers are going to be waiting to ambush. Oh yeah, see multiple entry points. All right, we want to be very gentle with our steps around these openings, because as soon as we disturb this area with vibrations, these ants are going to swarm us. These colonies can span 100 feet in diameter underground. So that's pretty much all of the visible area here in this clearing. There are millions of ants below our feet right now, including those dominant soldier ants. These are the biggest and baddest ants that you could imagine. All right, guys, get ready. So this is the same as knocking on the door, and trust me, we are not welcome. Oh, here they come right here, look at that. Giant soldiers. If you don't pay attention, they will be all over your body. We're here to collect 5 soldier ants for the bite test. All right, there's one. Okay, we got one. We are getting absolutely swarmed by these ants. Look at them covering my boots. All right, they're covering. I know, you guys watch yourselves. Stand back a little bit. They come out of the hole with their mandibles open, ready for pain. All right, I got 3.
They're all over your boots.
Oh, oh gosh, he's already got me. 4. Oh, one just got my back. They're already up my legs. Oh, God, he got me. Oh, okay, how many do we have? I got 5. All right, let's get out of here, come on. I got one on my back. I sliced my back. All right, seriously. Oh, you got them all over you guys. Got them all over your boots.
Oh, Matt, one just crawled in your pocket. Oh, Mark, there's one on your shoulder.
It's biting me, look at that. Yes, they can definitely bite through your clothes. There is no negotiating with these ants. They only mean to seek and destroy. It's time for round 1. Let's go to the bite table and get this action started. All right, welcome to the bite table. Here we have in our jar 5 soldier leafcutter ants, and oh boy, are they angry. Let's get a closer look at the business end of one of these soldiers. Man, these ants just make you nervous. They are so incredibly strong. Let's take a closer look. Andrew, you got a good shot? It's like having a pair of garden shears on your face. They are razor sharp. We're going to attempt to recreate a swarm of ants on the top of my hand and then see if I can withstand their bites for 60 seconds. Please do not attempt to recreate what you're about to see. Matt, let's put 60 seconds on the clock.
60 seconds.
All right, here we go. I'm Mark Vins, and I'm about to enter the bite zone with the leafcutter ant. Here we go, on 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that one's got me. All right, they're all in, start the clock.
60 seconds starting
Oh, they're breaking the skin. Man, that hurts. Oh, that's gross. What's the time?
30 seconds left.
They're just annihilating my skin, just popping holes. It's like razor pinches. They're just like slicing through my skin like butter. Give me a countdown. It's gotta be close.
10 seconds left.
All right, 10.
9, 8, 7, 5, 4. Don't move your hand. 3, 2, 1.
Get them off. God, they won't come off. They just bite harder. Get off me. Oh, that was so bad. So many bites. That was so much more intense than I thought. I thought there was no possible way that a leafcutter ant bite could even come close to comparing, but I don't know. Bullet ant stings up next, but that's the most uncomfortable thing I have ever experienced. The sheer willpower to just like look away and let that happen. I hope you guys got good shots because I never want to go through that ever again. All right, so let these ants go and get back on the hunt. Even with fresh wounds on my hand, there was no time for a break. My turn to face the sting of the bullet ant had arrived. Bullet ants are one of the largest ants in the world and are legendary for having the most painful sting in the insect kingdom, rating above cow killers, tarantula hawks, and the infamous murder hornet. It has also earned itself the nickname the 24-hour ant because the excruciating pain from a single sting can last an entire day. Let's let these ants back off into their nest. There you go. Round 1 of the most painful ant showdown is in the books. I've got some battle wounds to show for it. Now it's time for round 2, the sting of the bullet ant. I've got some good news and bad news. The bad news is, for me, this is definitely gonna happen. The good news is, we don't have to go very far to find our bullet ant. Literally on top of the leafcutter ant colony, there is a bullet ant nest right here at this tree. I have never seen this before. All I have to do, give a little knock on the door. Check this out. Oh, here they come. Can you get your microphone close? Hear them making their battle cry. Oh, they're angry. We just need 1 ant. Here we go. Oh, we got 2 on there. Oh, see if we can get one to climb off in it. All right. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, geez, that was close. All right, we got an ant. And just like that, we are ready for round 2. The time has come for the second contender. Those leafcutter ants meant business, but those are flesh wounds. This is venom. Let's get the bullet ant out of the jar so we can get a closer look at exactly what we're dealing with here. All right, I'm just gonna let it crawl onto the table. Got it. Oh man, my heart is definitely racing a million miles a second right now. These ants are not to be taken lightly. Some ants just bite, but some ants sting, and this is the king of sting. Oh, ah, did you see that? Jumped right off the forceps. Let me grab it again. Be good, be good. Okay, got a better grip that time. Oh man, okay.
He looks angry.
Very angry. The panerotoxin in this ant stinger is ranked #1 on Dr. Schmidt's sting index. And I'm not just gonna take 1 sting today. I'm about to take it on for 60 seconds. Oh man, this is gonna be painful. Please do not attempt to try this at home. 60 seconds on the clock. Here we go. Camera's rolling, camera's rolling, camera's rolling. I'm Mark Binns, and I'm about to enter the sting zone for 60 seconds with the bullet ant. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Ah! Oh, you see the stinger going in? Oh, you got that shot? Oh, ah! Oh, 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 that hurts. Oh, the stinger's still in me. Ah! Ah! Ah!
Mark, we gotta stop the clock every time you take
All right. Oh man, it really burns.
You have to hold it on there for a whole minute.
Oh, oh yeah. You can see the stinger going in the skin. You see that? Oh man, and he's just like working it in. Oh my gosh. Oh. Oh.
30 seconds.
Ah. Ooh. Ah. Oh, the stinger's in there, just pumping me full of venom.
Mark, you okay?
No. Ah, it's hot. Ah. Ah. Oh yeah, you see the stinger going in and out? Ah, it's getting me again. Ah. What's the time? What's the time? What's the time? Ah.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, time.
Oh. Oh, I'm bleeding. Where the stinger is in, you guys see that? Oh. Oh. Dude, I'm telling you what, that is searing pain. My arm is on fire right now. Oh.
Describe the pain.
It's hot. It's hot, it's pulsating, it's electric. My skin is just like rippling with pain. You can see it drew blood. The stinger was in the skin, just pumping me full of venom. Do you see it pull out there at the end? That was insane. They say it's like being shot by a bullet. This pain is rumored to last for like 24 hours. The sting is getting worse by the second.
So which one's worse?
The acute pain of those leafcutter ant jaws really hurt. This is different though. This is getting worse. Like you could see the redness is starting to really flare up. Like look at all the capillaries dilating there. Wow. In terms of the showdown, I don't know, what do you guys think? What'd you think was worse?
Just based on your pain reaction and the bites, I think leafcutter ant.
I mean, this was no walk in the park. This did not feel good for a second, but those leafcutter ants, that is something I never, ever want to go through ever again if I can help it. All right, guys, it's getting dark. Let's release the ant and head back to camp. As we made our way back to the nest to release the bullet ant, the swelling and searing pain increased dramatically, and I was starting to think that I had declared the winner of this ant versus ant face-off far too soon. All night long, my arm was riddled in bone-crushing pain, and it took everything I had to hold back from screaming out in agony. I maybe got like 2 hours of sleep last night, guys. This bullet ant sting just kept me up all night long. For what it's worth, I feel my experience has proved the rumors true. The pain became much more intense before getting any better, and the visual swelling and itching alone were shocking. It took multiple days for all of my symptoms to subside, and if it were up to me, I'd rename this species the 48-hour ant. So I had to do the right thing and return to the table. Well, I, for one, am never too proud to admit when I am wrong. And in terms of yesterday's verdict as to which was worse, I was wrong. Look at my arm, guys. I am in so much pain right now. And look at this. The redness extends all the way from my wrist to almost my elbow. It truly feels like a broken bone.
Wait, Mark. So are you changing the winner from yesterday?
No question. No question. I have never felt pain like this from a sting. This is the worst sting I have ever experienced in my life. The bullet ant is the true king of pain of this rainforest. We are in the outback of Western Australia looking for a truly bizarre creature, and it's covered in razor-sharp spines. Let's just say catching this one, it's gonna hurt a little. This creature is just as shy as it is sharp. So first we have to track one down in this huge forest, which also happens to be home to another one of the rarest and most endangered animals on the planet that we're also trying to find by the end of this video. But in order to catch this giant spike ball, we're going to need to look for clues. Oh yeah, right there, check that out. This is a termite nest. This would be a perfect feast for the creature that we're after today. That tells me we are on the right track. Let's keep searching. Our second clue is that these creatures love to hide near trees and stumps. So that's where we're spending the most time looking. The problem is, this forest is full of hiding places. This is like looking for a needle or a big pile of needles in a giant haystack. After hours of searching, we got lucky with the discovery of a final clue. That is a good sign right there. That's some poop from the creature we're after. You can see all the ants and termites in here. That means we're getting close. Oh, right there. That's an echidna. Look at that. Ho-ho! Yes! That is what we have been looking for all morning long. That is Australia's spikiest creature, the echidna. And it is, yeah, wow, that is sharp. Okay, the echidna from the top is a tank riddled with spikes and a super tough skin. But underneath the echidna is a soft belly. And I'm gonna try to work my hand underneath this animal so I can present it to you. This is probably going to be a challenge. Let's see if I get my hand underneath. Ready? Come here, buddy. It's okay. And he's just wriggling in there. Ah! Oh, he's spiky. Ah, he's getting me. Now, unlike a porcupine, their spines can't release, but they are super sharp nonetheless. Ow! Okay. Okay, he's really wedged in there, guys. This is gonna be tough. Ah! Yeah, I'm getting nailed. All right, I'm gonna have to use some gloves here. There's no way I'm gonna be able to pry out this echidna. It is basically puffing up its body, using its spikes to wedge itself into this stump of the tree. All right, here we go. Luckily, I always carry a good pair of gloves with me on every adventure. There we go. I want to get to the underside of the echidna that is much softer, and that should allow me to hold it for the scene. But I'm gonna have to do this really carefully. I'm trying to like work under all of the different spines. There we go. Okay, now these spines are nothing more than modified hairs, so this isn't hurting the echidna at all. It's only hurting me. Ah! Oh, you're sharp. Ow! Poked right through the glove. Okay, I've got the underside. Got the underside, this is good. Okay, I think I feel his foot. Ow! Oh gosh, you were really, getting spined so bad. Okay, all right, I'm underneath him. I'm underneath it. This is good. Under the underbelly is so much easier to contend with. All right. Got him. I've got the echidna. We got one, guys. That is the echidna. Hello. All right, let's go this way. I see an opening over here. This will be perfect. So I think for the echidna to be most comfortable, it's going to mean a little discomfort for me. I'm going to attempt to take my gloves off to do this scene, not only in hopes that the echidna will be more comfortable and will show us that beak, but also as to show everyone why you should never pick up an echidna. Oh boy. Hello. This animal likes to hide by wedging against the nearest object. In this case, it's my foot. Gotta get to the soft belly part. Oh, you're so sharp. Back in here. Come here. Every time I try to pick him up, his spikes break under the skin of my fingernails. Come on, Knuckles. Anybody who is a fan of the Sonic the Hedgehog video game definitely knows Knuckles the Echidna. And you are tough as nails, Knuckles. Yeah! Hey buddy, I'm gonna put you on my knee, if that's okay. It's going through my pants. Knuckles! Oh my gosh, it's so sharp. Okay, hi. You are the spikiest creature I have ever held with my bare hands. Oh my goodness. Okay. This animal from the top side is almost bulletproof from any predator. Not only does it have these sharp spines, but the top hide is very tough. Now, on the underside of the echidna, there's very soft underbelly along with its face. Hopefully, this echidna will get comfortable enough with me today to show its little face because it is super adorable. I'm trying to make it as comfortable as I can. As discomforting as it is for me, I want to show you that adorable little beak, the face of the echidna. Come on, buddy. I'm just gonna hold it here and try to be silent. Oh my gosh. It's poking his nose at me. Come on, say hi. Oh, I think we're gonna have an appearance of the echidna beak. Hi. Hello. Come say hi. Oh, I can see the eyeball. Come say hi. No, that's a no. Door slammed. There we go. Give it a shot. Show us your cute little mug. Try to be quiet. Fight through the pain. Because I want you to see the face of the echidna. Come out, show us. Show us the face. Here comes. Can you see it? Oh, there's this now. Guys, get the shot. Hi. How are you? I'm not doing good. I hope you're doing well, though. All right, guys. That is the beak of the echidna. And it has been very painful to get on camera. You little spike ball. Okay. So you can see the boogery nose there. These animals just recently were discovered to be able to regulate their body heat by blowing snot bubbles on their nose. Oh man. Okay. Just gotta work through the pain a little bit. So an echidna feasts on a diet made up completely of ants and termites. In fact, this animal also has some of the best hearing of any animal in Australia, and it's so sophisticated, they can actually hear the termites and the ants crawling underground, which is why we have to be so quiet. It's so sharp. It is so sharp. And now, compared to the hedgehog, an echidna weighs a lot more. I would say this echidna is in excess of 10 pounds. And just the weight alone, makes it super sharp. And its spines, its spines are so sharp, guys. Okay. Now, get a shot of that foot. You'll notice that it's actually backwards. That is a very unusual trait. A lot of times when people are tracking echidnas, they will actually follow them the opposite direction because of the fact that those hind feet are flipped in the opposite direction. These animals have long claws on the back of their feet that are primed for digging, and the echidna has the ability to dig in. And a lot of times when you see these in the environment, they are literally just a ball of spikes. In fact, the only predator that really targets the echidna here in Australia is the feral invasive fox. They'll actually pee on the back of these animals and get them to flip over to expose that soft underbelly. From the top, the echidna is almost bulletproof. From underneath, they're a little teddy bear. And that's why it curls up into a ball, just like this. All right. Look at that face. Ow, you hurt me. You hurt me so. Okay, put him down, Definitely drew some blood. That is like wildlife acupuncture. I do not recommend it. It's time to put our echidna back where we found it. And honestly, I'm not sure who's happier about this, me or the echidna. My hands are on fire right now. Ouch. With the echidna safely back in its tree and my hands throbbing in pain, it's now time to track down one of the rarest animals on the planet, the numbat, one of the last living relatives of the now extinct Tasmanian tiger. Most of the remaining numbats in the world live in Dryandra National Park, but Dryandra is completely surrounded by farmland, trapping the numbats inside. This forest is really the last place we can find them. Spotting one is going to be really challenging because they blend into the landscape perfectly. Luckily, just like the echidna, numbats feed on termites, so we know we're on the right trail. We searched the forest really hard for over 6 hours without a sign of anything. It was a ghost town, but just when I was thinking about giving up for the day, I noticed something furry running through the bushes. Oh my gosh, that's him. Oh my God. There he is. Found one. I got him. I'm filming a numbat. He's looking right at me. I can't believe it. Wow. This is one of the last numbats on the planet. Numbats are a critically endangered species with less than 1,000 left in the wild. Places like Dryandra National Park in Australia are so important in protecting species like this from going extinct. And that's why it's important that this forest remains standing. This has to be one of the rarest animals I've ever filmed. What's he doing now? What's he doing? No. Is he trying to crawl inside? No way. Never gonna fit. Ha! Look at his little legs go. He can barely fit. Is he gonna make it? Oh! And there he goes.
No.
God. Huge. Wow! Oh my gosh. Oh, holy sh! Oh my gosh! Oh my goodness! Look at the size of this octopus. All right, let's get back to shore. Oh my goodness. That is the biggest octopus I have ever seen. Wow! All right, let's move back where we can. He's sucking all over me. Huge octopus. Wow! All right, let's move up. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe how big this octopus is, guys. This is unbelievable. Here, I'm gonna set it down gently here. Keep an eye on that octopus. They can move on land. I haven't had to get gloves on. Octopus have beaks that not only are sharp, but they have venom.
Oh, Mark, be quick, he's getting away.
All right, I'm getting him. I got him. Okay, holy cow, guys. I'm gonna get it hydrated. I got to put gloves on because I don't want to take a bite from that. See that beak right down there? Now, this isn't the only venomous octopus that we could run into out here in the tide pools of Australia. There are also blue ring octopus out here, and a single bite from one of those, that could be fatal. Wow, it is so strong. It just grips to the rocks. Just being really gentle right now. Don't want to hurt the octopus. Look at that. Cephalopy. This is a star octopus, which is actually a new species. It used to be considered a common octopus, but it has just officially been named. I cannot believe we caught this one on camera. Their venom isn't lethal to humans, but taking a bite from a beak of a creature this size, that would put me in a world of hurt. This is one of the Mac Daddy finds that you could ever come across here in the tide pool. And I cannot believe this. This is the best octopus catch I've ever had. I'm so pumped. And we weren't even out today really filming. We were scouting this location and we looked down off the cliff and boom, we saw this octopus hunting in these shallow rock pools. Luckily we brought our cameras with us. Oh my gosh, that is so awesome. Andrew, reach out and touch the octopus. What does it feel like?
It's so soft.
Whoa, did you see it just change color?
Whoa.
They are incredibly adaptable creatures. You can really see it changing color when I hold it here in the water. It changes from light color to dark color, and that's because it's trying to blend in with its surroundings and confuse me while I'm holding it. It has the ability to not only change its color, but also change its shape. What's it feel like, Mark? It is unbelievably gummy feeling. Definitely a little bit slimy. Those suckers are so sticky when they grab on, and it has the ability to like let go like that. I'm not dropping the octopus, it's dropping itself. Octopus are also very intelligent, and it's going to try a bunch of different tactics out here to escape, including becoming slippery and blob-like, almost like turning itself into a ball of jello, which is gonna make it much harder for a predator to hold on to. I'm just trying to give it support, and they can be out of water. They have the ability to walk on land, move from tide pool to tide pool, and we caught this one out hunting for crabs. Related, of course, to the snail, but looks nothing like the snails I'm used to seeing. Look at how well this octopus is keeping its shape too. Oh, and those suction cups. The suction that it has with its arms is really hard to believe. This cephalopod is so incredibly strong. Look at that octopus. One of the most bizarre life forms on the planet. Also, one of the most intelligent creatures. In scientific experiments, they've actually been known to solve mazes, and they are master escape artists. Look at that. Look at those eyes. Oh, what an alien. Cephalopods have complex eyes, and there's so much that we don't know about these creatures. One of my favorite movies lately has been The Octopus Teacher, and seeing this octopus just is like taking me back to that film and just how intelligent these creatures are. So we want to be extremely gentle. We have no idea what's happening right now in this octopus's life. What we do know is that it is not breeding, because a female that just recently laid eggs would never leave them behind. So because this one was out hunting, we know this octopus has not yet bred. And look at that. Are you able to get a shot of those suckers? Look at those. And it has the ability to just grip on. Like if I hold it right here on my arm, it'll sense the ability to grip. I can feel it like tense up when it wants to move. And then like in a second, it'll just go limp and slip away. I'm doing everything I can right now to be gentle and give this octopus support so you can see it. Unfortunately, a lot of octopus that are caught here in Australia are actually harvested for food. But rest assured, this octopus is going right back where we found it. Okay guys, even with gloves on, I'm trying not to take a bite from this octopus. They can pierce skin and gloves, but they are venomous. Look at that, it's undoing my watch. These creatures are so intelligent. Wow, look at that, look how strong it is. It's able to support all of its weight, just gripping onto my watch and my wrist. I'm trying to give it support, but I also don't want to take a bite. Where's that mouth? Okay, and it can be out of the water for periods of time. I have continued to dunk the octopus. Oh my gosh, it's really on me. Hang on guys, I gotta adjust.
His beak is really close to your wrist.
Yeah, it's very close. It's really trying to get me. Look at that, it's got my watch, and then I'm supporting the weight of its body so we don't just leave it hanging. But this octopus is so incredibly strong. Like it's almost like a constrictor. I'm trying to like get it off of me. Ah, come on, buddy. Come on. Come on. Oh my gosh, it's really on me, guys. Hang on. Do you hear that? Hear that suction popping? Ah, and it does kind of hurt. I won't lie, an octopus this size, those suckers on my skin, look at that. That does not feel good. Those suckers are really into me. You can see where they're like leaving behind suction marks. Wow. Holy smokes. Okay, I gotta get it away from my wrist. That's making me nervous. All right, hang on, guys. Let me get these off. Oh, one by one. Come on, buddy. Come on. Come on. Let go. Let go. Come on. It is so strong. I'm trying to, oh, took my watch off. Look at that. You wonder if octopus are smart or not? This one literally just unlatched my watch. I'm not kidding, but look how powerful those suckers are. I am in awe of this creature. Not only are they incredibly intelligent, but they are lethal predators. And for anybody who thinks an octopus isn't very strong, look at my wrist. Just sucking onto my wrist right there with its suction cups on its arms. Look at that. I'm gonna have like raspberries for a while. But totally worth it to get hands-on. But you wanna talk about the grand prize of any tide pool expedition? How about finding a giant octopus? Wow! All right, let's put it back. If you see an octopus in a tide pool, especially one this big, do not attempt to pick it up. They are capable of giving a very strong bite, and all octopus are venomous. All right, guys, in this video, I am on the hunt for the world's largest ant, an insect that's nearly twice as big as a bullet ant. And if I find one, my goal today is to figure out if it's twice as painful. Let's get searching. Looking for these giant ants is just gonna be a process of covering ground here at this coastal rainforest in Borneo. This area of the world is one of the most biodiverse places on the planet. There are all kinds of species that live out here, like tens of thousands of species of insects. There are countless species of frogs and lizards, a lot of snakes, and of course, even in the canopy, you could see something like an orangutan out here. This is seriously one of the coolest environments in the world to explore if you're into wildlife. But right now, all I'm into is giant ants. Let's keep our eyes to the ground so we can find one. Seems like good habitat for a big ant. Oh, here we go. Big carnivorous pitcher plants. These plants eat insects and small animals. And what they do is they actually emit a scent that will draw in the insects or some kind of creature looking for a tasty meal. This little door, like a drawbridge, will slam shut, and then that plant will seal, secrete enzymes, and digest the insect or the victim. Super cool. Great find out here looking for giant ants. So let's keep looking. I think it's starting to rain here. Rain on the canopy, but the canopy's so thick you can't feel a drop, especially when you're sweating this much. My gosh. And these ants are big, guys. Like, you will notice them. I would guess if you just stood silent in the forest, you could probably hear them walking. They're so big. Here's another trail. Way more clear. I like this trail. You guys want to take this one? Further into the forest for the giant forest ant. Oh, guys, I got an ant. I got an ant. Keep my eyes on it. Got it. Oh, buddy. That's our first giant forest ant. But here's the thing. This is a worker ant. This ant is less than half the size of the soldier that we're trying to find. Okay, let's keep looking. Watch the pitcher plants, guys. There's lots on the trail here. Try not to step on them. Oh, I got one right there. Big ant, huge ant. It is enormous. Oh my gosh, look at the size of that ant. Are you kidding me? Wow. Whoa, it just jumped at me. All right, I gotta get in the jar. Gotta get in the jar. Okay, come on. Yes! Oh, we got one. Yes! Look at the size of that giant forest ant. Are you kidding me? Oh, that is a whopper. That is the biggest ant I have ever seen. Easily chunkier and more sizable than a bullet ant. Wow! All right, let's get somewhere. Let's get somewhere in the clearing and set up the bite table. Got one. All right, guys. Sting table is set. Or by the looks of those jaws, this is a bite table. We have our 2 giant forest ants right here in each container. And the reason I wanted to bring up the smaller worker ant is just so we could see the size difference of these 2 really large insects. The soldier, easily 3 times as big, maybe 4 times. That's why we're gonna put this worker ant aside and get the cameras in close so we can take a macro look at this huge soldier. Okay, here we go. Based on everything I've been able to dig up and research, by weight, the giant forest ant of East Asia is the largest ant on Earth. You typically don't think of ants being this large. Now, the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna see if this ant indeed has a stinger, to see if this is a bite and sting test or just a bite test. I can tell you right now, just by looking at those jaws, this is definitely going to be a bite test. But let's get it out of the capsule and examine it for a stinger. Look at that, you see the abdomen swing?
Oh yeah.
Can't see a stinger, but there's really only one way to find out. Almost twice the size of a bullet ant. Let's see if it packs the same punch with its stinger. 1, 2, 3. Giving it every chance. Nope, nothing. And just for clarity, guys, I already knew it wasn't gonna sting because these ants have another very unique defense mechanism. Instead of inflicting a sting on any attacker, what they actually do is secrete formic acid. When they bite, they inflict so much damage, they're able to create an open wound, and then they can paint that formic acid in the wound, and it's supposed to burn like crazy. So that is what we're gonna be testing out today on this bite sting test. A sting that's delivered by creating an open wound and then throwing acid into it. Whoa, this is gonna be one for the books. It's time. It's time to enter the bite zone and the acid zone with East Asia's giant forest ant. Here we go. All right, guys, take a look at the jaws of this ant. Seeing those jaws is sending shivers up my spine, guys. This is going to really hurt. And the thing I'm most worried about is not only how bad the bite's going to be, but how long the jaws of this ant are going to be latched onto my finger. A lot of the locals out here will call these giant forest ants suture ants because once they bite, they clamp down and do not let go. The folklore is they used to use these to close wounds. So instead of stitches or staples, they would just use the head of these massive ants. All right, guys, so like always, we're gonna rate this ant on 3 different factors: intimidation, pain, and aftermath. I think the bite of this ant is going to be immediately painful. There may be some blood involved. This is gonna be brutal. You guys ready?
We're ready, Mark.
I'm Mark Vins, and I'm about to enter the bite zone and get sprayed with acid by the world's largest ant. Right there, my finger, guys, on 3. 1, 2, 3. It just bit me twice. That wasn't a good bite. I gotta put it back. Hang on, I gotta get it back on. Did not lock down. Hang on. Not the bite. All right, here we go again. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, he's getting me now. Let go again. Wow. It definitely has the power to bite hard. All right, I gave that ant multiple chances to bite me. It does not want to bite. It gave me a warning bite on the top, another little bite. I don't know if you can see that right there on my finger. Tiny slices. The jaws are razor sharp, but it's not locking down. I'm really shocked. I'm really surprised. Like looking at this ant, I thought it was going to just savage my finger like the leafcutter ants that I've experienced in Costa Rica. But let me see if I can paint a little acid. Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, there's definitely something there. Whoa, and I can definitely smell it too. It's kind of like a vinegar smell, different, but that's the closest thing I can relate it to. And it burns, definitely has a burning effect. I could even see some redness. Yeah, you can see the discoloration. You getting that on camera?
Oh yeah.
It's turning like a yellow, almost like instantly turning the blood like a black-brown color. Weird. That's crazy. I expected a lot more from the world's largest ant. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. A little bit of a letdown, but for good measure, let's rate the giant forest ant on the Brave Wilderness Bite Sting Index. Roll it. For intimidation, I can't imagine a more intimidating ant. It's literally the biggest ant based on weight in the entire world. And those steak knife mandibles, along with its bulldog reputation of never letting go during a bite, I have to award this giant forest ant a 9.2 out of 10. For pain, its jaws were sharp and easily sliced through my skin, similar to the leafcutter ants of Central America. However, this ant wasn't interested in locking down and released its bite only after a few moments. So while it was painful at first, it does not compare to those leafcutter ants. And the acid that went in the wound, let's just say the sting from that was painful, but not enough to add too much to the score. So all in all, it gets a 5.3 out of 10. The aftermath was surprising. The acid itself didn't cause any adverse inflammation or swelling, and the wounds from the bite quickly resolved and healed by the end of the day. So the real surprise here is that the world's largest ant by weight couldn't deliver much damage given every opportunity to do so. And for that, it gets a surprisingly low aftermath score of a 2.3 out of 10. And if you combine all of those scores together, the giant forest ant officially ranks at a 5.6 on the Brave Wilderness PSI. It's hot out here, Corey. Have you ever been inside a volcano before?
I have not.
Okay, neither have I. This is gonna be a first for the Brave crew. This sand that's all around us right now is how this entire valley started. That's why the rock formations are here. This was once called the ancient desert sand sea. But over millions of years, the sand hardened into the rock and the sandstone that we see here before us, with the wind and the water shaping all of the sweeping textures that make it so iconic. Now, this volcano erupted 27,000 years ago, so we're gonna see a lot of stuff like this. Basalt blown out of the volcano and landed miles away. Looks like we got a little bit further to go before we get to the lava field, but man, I'm excited. This is an Adventures with Me for the books.
Straight ahead.
It's gotta be right up here. Let's go. Oh man, this is cool. Oh, that's the lava tube. You can see it's coming up from the earth right there. And a lava tube is pretty much a volcano's drainage pipe. When magma rises to the surface, there's a cap, and that cap pressurizes the magma. It spreads that magma out underneath the ground, forming lava tubes just like this. It is very precarious in here. You can see that the walls are all fractured already. This makes me a little bit nervous. Usually when your gut gives you that feeling like maybe you shouldn't go too much further, that's a good warning to heed. But oh my gosh, it even goes further. If you're brave enough, I guess you could explore through these lava tubes, but I'm not sure it's a very good idea. I think that's enough lava tube adventuring for me today. I'm gonna get back on the surface. Not a cloud in sight today. It is a bluebird sky, which means that the sun is gonna punish us. Every step is well earned out here. All right, there it is. There's our path through. This is how we're gonna get up and over this range of sandstone. If you guys are ready, we got one last heave before we see the volcano. We're gonna get scraped up. This stuff is sharp. Well, I have good news and bad news. The good news is it's opening up a lot. Bad news is it's getting really steep. And this is what we call scrambling. It's It's not walking, it's not rock climbing, it's scrambling. Gotta use your hands, gotta use your feet, gotta wedge your body in between places for more support, and it happens to be a lot of fun. As tiring as it is, I'm really enjoying this. Man, I tell you what, if I was a mountain lion, that's what I would be calling home right there. Don't look down now. There it is. This is so cool. That's the volcano. Surrounded by white sandstone. All right, I think this is where we start making our ascent. I can see the grades getting pretty steep. Probably why they say this trail is for advanced hikers only. Now, volcanoes like this one are known as cinder cone volcanoes. The reason they are called that is because not only are they in the shape of a cone, but when the lava explodes, it does so in very fine fragments like this right here. These are cinders and clinkers. The clinkers have a funny name for a reason, and actually when they roll down hills, they clink. That is why it's called a clinker. Pretty cool, huh? Oh man. Corey, how we doing back there? Okay, legs are on fire. We've come a long way. Look how far. Down from that valley, over that mountain, and then right here to where we're standing. Certainly a full day of adventuring. We're about to see what's waiting on the other side. All right, there it goes. Whoa, there it is. We made it. That's the crater. How cool was this, Corey? One of my favorite expeditions we've done yet. We've taken you on all these wildlife adventures over the years, and we thought it was time to show you what else was out there. So many places on this planet to explore, and we're gonna take you with us every step of the way. But, Corey, if I'm not mistaken, we have a few more steps left. Let's go down in the crater. Wow, not even to the bottom, and it is already an incredible view. Very slippery, very hazardous. Definitely bring your hiking boots if you go on one of these adventures. Just like that. Yes. I just gotta take a moment and just soak this in. Here we are. We made it to the finale of today's adventure inside the Cinder Cone volcano here at Snow Canyon State Park. And now it's time to answer the burning question. I'm sure you're all wondering, Mark, are you and Corey in any danger standing inside the crater of this volcano? No, we're not. And the reason for that is because this volcano is extinct, no longer posing a threat for an eruption. Now, that's not true with all volcanoes. So if you're gonna go on an adventure like this somewhere else in the world, other than this park, be sure to check out if it's an active volcano or not, and be sure to check with the park services first, because some volcanoes are very, very, very dangerous, and we hate for anyone at home to go on an adventure that got themselves hurt. But this adventure was absolutely epic, if I don't mind saying so myself. We made it to the center of a volcano for the very first time on Brave Wilderness, and I hope you guys enjoy this expedition. I'm Mark Vins. Be brave, stay wild. We'll see you guys on the next adventure. Lizard, right here. You guys rolling? Whoa, check that out. Look at that. This is a shingleback. Wow, what an amazingly cool lizard this is. Let me see if I can pick it up carefully. Oh, don't want to get bit. Don't want to get bit by this guy. Hang on. Look at that defensive display. Whoa, got a lunge. Oh, he is a feisty one. Oh, do you hear that? Hear that hiss? Got him. All right. Here, let's come on in close, guys. That is a really good look at their defensive display. I was hoping we would come across one of these lizards here in Western Australia, and there it is, our first reptile of the trip, the shingleback. The first thing you notice about this animal is that tongue sticking out, flaring its tongue out, saying, hey, I'm feisty and I will give you a tremendous bite if you get any closer. You can see the size of those mandibles, and it does have razor sharp teeth. Let's talk about its name. The shingleback gets its name because of its armored plating. Look at those scales. They are raised up and very thick, like an armored little tank. Here, Andrew, feel the back of that.
Whoa, he's super tough.
He's super tough. An extra tough lizard that utilizes its scales to ward off predators. Those armored scales would act like a plate, a barrier, to hopefully protect it long enough to scurry away. Now, some people would call this a shingleback, others would know it as a bobtail. It gets the name bobtail because of this little nubby tail on the back, which has a couple of purposes. The first purpose is it's a defense mechanism because it's a false head. So if there's a predator like a hawk or a snake that comes in and tries to eat this lizard, it might accidentally go for the wrong side because it looks a lot like its head. And that would be good for this lizard because it would give it a chance to get away. Now, another purpose for that bobtail is it's a fat store. Being out here in the desert, water is scarce and energy can be scarce. So certain times of the season, while this lizard can be hibernating, it relies on the fat stores in its tail to survive. Now, these lizards are a species of blue-tongued skink, and while their tongue isn't as bright as their cousin, the eastern blue tongue, I think their armored appearance makes them the coolest of these spunky Australian lizards. I want to be very clear, I do not want to take a bite from this lizard. It has very strong jaws because it is an omnivore. It feasts on a diet of snails and beetles, so it requires strong mandibles to crush those shells up. And I don't want you to crush my finger, right? Because we're gonna be friends, because I'm gonna help you out too before the end of this video. These lizards can be found while road cruising out here in the outback. They are often victims of car strikes because they like to stay on the road to get warmth. They are ectothermic, so we're gonna help you cross the road, buddy, don't worry. But we're also gonna help you out with something else. Now, one of the things that we can do is to remove some of its parasites. You see that right there? Let's get a tight shot. These reptiles are known to be covered in ticks. So anytime we encounter an animal with visible parasites like leeches, barnacles, or ticks, we always do our best to try to remove them if possible. In this case, removing these pesky bloodsuckers will cause no pain to the lizard and will certainly help its chances for survival in this harsh desert environment. This is a little bit risky right here. Getting my fingers super close to those jaws. Got him. Oh no. There's more. Ugh. Hang on, buddy. We'll help you out here. Guys, there are so many ticks on this lizard. That one was in its left ear, and the ticks do like to go for the softer part, so ears and in between the scales. I'm gonna try this one out. Here we go. Yeah. Gotcha. There we go. And there is another tick. See? That's what friends do. We remove ticks from each other's ears. You would do the same for me, wouldn't you? Yeah. Now, this is not a tick that would burrow into a human, but they can actually get about 20 times this size by engorging themselves with the blood of these reptiles. I've actually found a tick on another shingleback before that was the size of a grape. Ugh. Disgusting, right? Ugh, we don't want ticks. I think I got the main ticks off of you. Got him. Got him. They are all stuffed in his ear. How did you get so many ticks inside your ear? Oh gosh, guys. There are so many ticks in this lizard's ear. You guys are gonna wanna get a shot of this, it's close. Ugh, look at that. Dude, where have you been? All right, no more ticks. I think I got them all out of that ear. I'm sure that feels a lot better, huh, buddy? Now you can hear again. All right, the sun's coming back out. He's getting a little feisty. Let's see if we can get another look at that iconic defense display, that tongue splaying out to warn any predator off. All right, I'm gonna try to put him down carefully, not take a bite. Ready? You guys got your shot? 1, 2, 3. See that? See that defense display? Oh, he is fast. Yeah. Hey, we're still friends. Don't worry.
He looks angry.
Oh man, they are feisty when they want to be. Oh, not messing around, are you, buddy?
too close. Gosh, he bit down hard.
Oh, guys, look at that bite. We were trying to get the thumbnail, and I was using my hat to shade, and he's totally bit my hat. Oh my gosh, it is strong. I don't think it's gonna let go. You would not want to take a bite from this lizard. Holy smokes, it is just bulldog grip. Let's see if I can just put it down and it'll let go. Give me my hat. Who do you think you are, Jake Paul? Got my hat? Can I have my hat back, sir? Please? Are you kidding me? Thank you. Thank you for my hat back. Okay. Wow. You would not want to take a bite from this lizard. It is a bulldog. That is a bite that you would not soon forget. We made it. No, that's not Camp Crystal Lake. This is Swan Island, one of the most notorious and haunted places in all of the eastern United States. Back in 1936, all of the residents up and vanished, leaving behind their homes and many of their possessions that are still on the island today. We are one of the first film crews to be granted access to these abandoned houses in years, and our goal will be to find evidence to prove if the island is truly haunted. If it is, then that might be why so many residents vanished nearly 100 years ago. We might find some scientific reasons as to why. We also might find some other things that are more on the paranormal. Either way, this is gonna be one heck of an adventure. All right, so we just did the intro and we already have some crazy stuff happening. We haven't even gotten to the dock yet. Chris, you said you saw somebody sitting on the rocks?
I swear, like they were sitting right there. That's where I met the Rangers yesterday. That's not a person sitting right there. I thought they waved.
We both saw somebody wave at us, but now there's nothing.
Oh man. It's not even nighttime. Like we haven't even got on the island yet.
I have no idea what's in store, but I can tell you it's already getting weird. We're gonna be meeting up here with the park rangers in just a few minutes. They're gonna tell us a little bit more about the history of Swan Island and some of the things that they have witnessed because they are here every single day. Those are actually their tents right behind our campsite. So they've got some great stories to share, and then we're gonna head off into the night to see what we can find. I'm a skeptic. Like I don't really believe in like supernatural or paranormal things, but
would believe. I'm not really a huge believer on that stuff either. I mean, after being out here for 3 summers and being alone sometimes out here at night, it can be your mind playing tricks on you, but there's some things you can't explain. One time I was down by the water and I don't see any kayaks or canoes. No one was supposed to be there that night for camping. I didn't see anyone, but at clear as day, it sounded like someone was yelling and it was in distress, but no one was there.
wow.
And it's kind of crazy too, because 3 people drowned out there back in the 18 or 1900s.
So you're maybe swaying to the side where you believe that there's something going on.
Part of our job was checking on the houses to make sure no animals are getting inside of them. So we were doing our normal rounds, went upstairs, and there was this bird skeleton on the ground, fully intact, except its head was a foot away from it, which is really weird.
And you keep track of who's here to go in the house that's blocked off.
Whoa. So can you tell us a little bit about like the last people who lived here? Like who was the last person to like live in the last house?
Yeah, so that would have been the doctor. He was one of the last people probably to leave here.
There's some rumors about the doctor was maybe up to some pretty strange things.
Yeah, rumors of, you know, him in the occult and witchcraft and having a strange obsession with some of the villagers.
So let me get this straight. The last person to live on the island was a spooky doctor who is rumored to be up to some nefarious things, and all his stuff is still there.
Yes.
So he may also still be around?
He could be, yeah.
All right.
Swan Island.
Okay.
Let's do this.
Well, we really appreciate both of your time. Thank you for having this fireside chat with us. And if I jump or scream, don't hold it against me. So, did all the residents abandon this town due to an escalation in hauntings? Or fear of a doctor who practiced the occult? Whatever it was, it might still lurk in the houses we are now setting out to explore.
This is the Dumaresque house. This is where the family all tragically passed away in the water.
this is the house that Emerald found the bird skeleton.
That's right.
And it's abandoned. So we got to be careful going in here. This place is probably in pretty bad shape.
Yeah. All right.
All right, we're going in. Oh, careful, guys. This is like falling apart. Fall through the floor. Oh, the whole floor moves.
If the Dumaresque family's here, we don't mean any harm whatsoever. We're just walking through the house, just want to see what's inside.
Whoa. Holy smokes, this is old. Look at that.
It's got to be original work.
Oh, look at this. They have a support beam they wedged in there because the whole roof.
Oh, okay.
What was that?
Yep.
Oh.
Yep, no, yep.
What happened? What happened?
It was like, it was like someone was like a leg was right there. And
A leg?
yeah, no kidding. I got it on my GoPro. I'm not gonna check the GoPro right now because
A leg? I mean,
it was like somebody just like it was like a okay you go right ahead. It's like someone just ducked right back right back in here, like right in here.
this little
Like
closet.
they just they just went in there.
1, 2. Oh man, something. I just saw something through the floor.
So you know what's really messed up about that room that you're going in?
What's that?
This is where they would put like sick people.
Oh, I thought
this
it was a closet.
this is like back in the 30s and the 20s and like 1800s, like when you were sick. You know, like in Harry Potter, where like when Harry Potter was bad, they put him in it. Like that's where they put sick people. Like sick people. I don't want to. All right, I gotta get out of this room.
That is a weird.
I'm not. Honestly, I'm not looking for this kind of stuff to happen to me. Like,
Let's go. Whoa, dude. Look at this. Are these claw marks on the wall?
stop. Whoa. Shh. Not just me.
Okay.
And there's some letters. Come on down. What are the letters for? K-E?
K-E?
Let's see if it's... All right,
What's
so
this way?
that way looks like a dangerous crawl space. That looks like the bird room. This is like, looks like her photo.
Oh yeah. This is it.
Black light time, let's do it. Shoot it.
Go ahead. Oh, I can see. That's gotta be where the bird was.
That's the bones.
You can see where there was blood here. Look at that. See all that? That's definitely like fluid. Where'd the bird go? Upon further investigation of the Dumaresque house, I noticed a pile of scat that might be a clue to the culprit for the decapitated bird. Oh my gosh, giant poops. Bobcat?
Dude, it's a bobcat. That's probably what got that bird.
Yep.
All right, we can tell the rangers we found the bobcat. Okay, well, I'm sold.
I will not deny that that was one of the creepiest houses I've ever been in. We informed the rangers of the bobcat scat, but upon revealing its location, we made a startling discovery about the letters painted on the door.
I wasn't there this morning.
You saying you never saw it?
I didn't notice it this morning when we came in here.
Yeah, like where did they get white paint from?
I don't know, because there's nothing in here that's painted.
I mean, they literally were here.
No one has access inside these homes other than the rangers on the island. So things seem to be getting creepier as we head off into the night toward the next house. It's definitely creepy.
I think we should do a quick walk around and then go inside.
I like the way you think.
Yeah, I know. I mean, based on her story, I'd rather like sweep the perimeter.
I'm just picking something up on the shotgun.
All right, follow the sound. Wait, you're right. What? Okay, what is that? Like, honestly, is this a prank? Like, did you guys have somebody go out there?
I mean, it sounds like a wolf.
Okay, what is that? Like, it's not going away. It's like coming and going. It sounds like a group. We're by the water. Seals.
Seals? Yeah, no, that's what it is.
Okay.
We just heard a group of seals.
I mean, you can understand why like superstition is such like a huge thing out here because listen to that. It's like legit sounds like ghosts.
Well,
like you gotta be kidding me.
That's crazy.
Of course!
I didn't even put
Of
together,
course!
I mean, we've been like on the island for so long, I forget that there's like an ocean right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This night is just getting weirder and weirder and weirder.
Pretty sure a bobcat and some seals weren't enough to scare this town into abandonment back in the 30s. But perhaps what we're about to discover in the doctor's house would have. All right, we're doing our scariest inspection of the night.
There it is. This is one of the most haunted places in the entire eastern United States. Like, this is no joke. A lot of people had some dark things happen to them, and they left. A lot of them, the whole town left, 1936. And one person stayed behind and was still treating people like a doctor. Clearly, they're not taking care of a village. The whole residents, like, they all took off. So what was going on in this house? You heard the ranger say it. Occult things were rumored to be going on in this house. This is like the epicenter. We're going up the highway. Like, this is the end all be all right here. And we are gonna go inside and walk into his laboratory. It does not get creepier than this.
All right, I won't lie. I'm on high alert right now.
I bet you are, buddy.
I think I'm
We
leading
gonna
the
do
way
this or
here.
what?
Yep, you guys ready?
Yeah. No.
All right.
Come on. Yeah, they took the lock off for us. Mark, you're first, man. Oh, geez. Oh, come on. That's a joke.
It's a big saw blade and a creepy bust. What the heck? All right, here we go, guys.
It's big stuff.
Did you hear that?
What is that? You know what? I'm gonna like check behind this doctor's. This is kind of a weird looking door.
Whoa.
Okay, I think I found the doctor stuff. Yep. These. Oh, that's sick. That's all the tools that a doctor would use.
Oh, that's a vice. Yeah. That looks
bone saw.
Bone saw.
Oh my god, why did I pick that up?
That's definitely amputated legs.
I shouldn't have picked this up. Sorry, that's so gross. If there was a room to check out, it would be the doctor's operating room, because clearly he was doing some really creepy stuff with a bunch of really nasty tools.
Whoa, is this the chair?
Oh, no way. That's gotta be the chair. This is a doctor of the occult, so let's see what the black light reveals.
Yeah, we can turn off this.
I mean, let's go lights out, gents.
Lights out.
Lights out. Oh no. No. Okay. Oh man, I thought that was like blood or something. It's not. Okay.
What about the
Okay.
the heat detector?
Yeah. No, you're right. Let's do the heat detector. Okay. Mark, go stand over there so I can give a reference of if there's. Okay, you see how Mark looks?
Kill my.
Yep.
What?
No. There's something on the chair, man. Look,
What do you
look
see?
at
Like
this.
the paper?
Right there. Look at my.
Where? Me?
Dude. Okay. Look on the chair. There's a circle on the chair, man.
That is a hot spot on the chair.
Okay.
What part of the chair?
I think that's great. Like, okay. All right. I get it.
That's
I
so
see
weird.
it. I'm good. I'm out. I'm so out. Are you serious? Okay, I'm out.
All right, let's go.
I'm walking.
We're out of here.
I just want to get back to the campsite, honestly. Like, this has been a lot for me. Like, I do have like anxiety at times, and like my heart is racing, and like this is enough for me personally. Like, I don't ever want to go in that house ever again. I'm dead serious. I'm not kidding. Like, I know like we're doing this YouTube thing and we're like looking around for stuff. I'm dead serious.
Whoa. GoPro just fragged out.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it literally popped up as soon as you said that. just fragged out. I've never seen that before. I go, and now it's.
Okay.
All right, let's go back.
Yep. I mean, like, let's just.
Bye. Sorry.
I'm good. Cutting.
All right, we are packing up and preparing to head home. Morning has arrived, and this will officially conclude our exploration of Swan Island. Tell us in the comment section below, do you believe Swan Island is haunted? I'm curious to hear what everyone has to say. All right, well, that about does it for us. We're gonna finish packing up camp, paddle back across the estuary, and we'll see you on the next adventure. Happy Halloween.
High above the Amazon basin, hidden amongst the clouds, the most destructive disease ever known to science is raging through the environment, killing thousands and leaving a trail of extinction in its wake. While these worlds are largely isolated from the rest of civilization, the future of these inverse islands are in jeopardy and are where some of the world's rarest and most important creatures live. While many of them have already been lost for eternity, it is believed that survivors remain that might possess a cure to ending this devastating pandemic. But without active preservation, we might lose their secrets as well. With time quickly running out, we will join a scientific mission and brave into these mysterious places in an attempt to discover this holy grail of the Amazon before it's too late.
Oh, I think I got one.
Really?
Got it.
Yeah, that's
Is
the
this it?
one. Yeah, that's the one.
Woo! Haha!
Our journey begins in Quito, Ecuador, at Humbatu, a world-renowned amphibian research center. The scientists here study hundreds of endangered species of frogs and toads in an effort to solve everything from extinction of species to advanced medical science surrounding frog toxins. This is where we are meeting up with Dr. Lina Valencia, a conservation scientist with rewild.org that is leading our research mission into the wilds of the Amazon slopes. But first, we need to understand what exactly we will be searching for.
Lina, what a room. This is so cool. What do you have here?
Look at this beautiful harlequin toad.
Wow, it is gorgeous.
Look at these jewels of the forest of South and Central America. Look at
This is a
monkey.
harlequin toad.
Yep.
Is it a toad or is it a frog? Because, I mean, to me, we filmed poison frogs. It looks a lot like a frog.
It is colorful like a poison frog, but it's a toad.
It's a toad. What a beautiful amphibian. Do you mind can I
No,
hold
go
one too?
for it.
Very gentle.
There's sadly one of the most endangered groups of amphibians. Most of them are threatened or endangered by a deadly infectious disease. It's a fungus that it's like a pandemic that is wiping populations of harlequin toads and other amphibian species everywhere in the world.
This fungus, tell me a little bit more about it.
So amphibians and frogs, harlequin toads, they breathe through their skin. And this fungus, what basically does is they cause heart attack that instantly kills these toads.
Right now, we're at Humbatu, which is one of the world's biggest amphibian research centers. And what are they doing to try to preserve this species from extinction?
What they're doing here in Humbatu is to reproduce them and breed them in captivity, like in facilities, so when it's safe to go out and reintroduce them, they can then go back and thrive.
Wow. So, Lina, does this harlequin toad possess the answer, the secret to solving the fungus problem?
We don't think so, but that's why you're here, Mark. We're heading tomorrow to the field to try to find the species that might have the solution for the pandemic.
Wow, so we're looking for like the holy grail of harlequin toads.
Yep, another new undescribed species that might have the solution, the key to what we have been looking for so many years.
With sights set on the critical mission to locate one of these extremely rare amphibians, we began our trek into the untamed wilderness of southeastern Ecuador. This is one of many locations around Latin America studied by the Atalopus Survival Initiative and their wide network of field research to uncover scientific information surrounding the outbreak. Today we are hoping to find a critical piece of the puzzle to help them crack the code. And after traveling hundreds of miles, over mountains, through mountains, and to the edge of the Amazon rainforest, we set out on foot and hiked into the unknown. Through the forest, we forged streams, muddy terrain, and endured cold mountain rainstorms that soaked us to the bone. But it would all be worth it if we could be lucky enough to discover one of these scientific treasures.
Wow, this place is unbelievable.
Welcome to the Amazon.
So, Lena, what signs are we looking for to try to spot one of these rare amphibians?
So harlequin toads do live in the forest, but because we're at the end of the reproductive season, most likely we will see them by the creeks where they are reproducing.
So how far are we gonna hike in there?
We have like 40 minutes and then we start going down.
Okay.
Rainforests earn their name for a reason. In one of the wettest places on Earth, we searched for what seemed like hours without a single glimpse of a toad.
All right, Lena, is this a good spot?
Yeah, let's look under the leaves here by the streams, but also look on top of the leaves up there.
All right.
While we did stumble upon other bizarre inhabitants, I started to lose hope of a successful outcome. But then, almost on cue, the rain subsided, the sun came out, and out of the corner of my eye, I caught a flash of color.
Oh, I think I got one.
Really?
Yep.
Really?
Yeah, hang on. Slow. Got him.
That's
Is this
the
it?
one. Yeah, that's the one. You see that yellow coloration? That's
yeah.
probably a female. What a
Oh,
beauty.
man. Yes.
Good job.
Woo! Oh my goodness, I can't believe we finally found one. Here, let's set up right here. We got our gloves out. So we want to make sure handling these, we wear gloves, right?
Right, because remember the disease, the fungus? We want to be sure we're not transmitting any diseases. It's mainly to protect them.
Beautiful. Wow.
Isn't that beautiful?
This is the toad we were looking for, right, Lena?
Yeah, this is the toad that we think might have an answer to this epidemic that is affecting harlequin toads.
This harlequin toad, this is a brand new species.
Yes, this is a species that will be described for science.
Wow.
And if you look, the belly is a little bit brighter coloration, and that's how you know it's a female. And you can see the hands and the feet, they have a red, beautiful, bright coloration. And that's why we call them the jewels, because they are decorating the forest and creeks of South America and Central America.
Do you mind if I?
No, go for it.
Oh, I got it. Oh, I love how charismatic these toads are. They have so much personality, just like the way they walk.
They're so elegant and...
They're so proud, the way they stand up on their haunches.
And people tend to think that toads are ugly and big, but look at these.
How many species, known species of harlequin toad exist?
So known species, there's described 98, but we think there's gonna be around 120 that need to be described like this one.
So that name, Jewel of the Rainforest, it doesn't just represent the beautiful coloration of these toads, it's the rarity. These are extremely rare amphibians. I mean, guys, we've been walking and hiking in this jungle all day long, and we've only seen one.
And you only find them in very, very small places. They're unique and jewels, they're rare.
This environment that we're in now, the fact that we found a toad here means that this is a very pristine environment. This water is almost drinkable.
Right, so harlequin toads are an indicator of water quality. So if you see a harlequin toad in a place like this, it's because most likely this is healthy water.
There's a fairly high likelihood that we are some of the few people that have actually made contact with this species.
Absolutely, you're a lucky man. And as you could see, we had to walk a lot to see it, so it's not a common animal.
The majority of harlequin toad species are endangered.
They're in danger and they're endemic, which means that they're only found in one place.
This species of harlequin toad only resides in the inverse islands of Latin America.
If this disappears from this place, we won't have them anywhere else in the world, so that makes them even more threatened.
These harlequin toads are disappearing at an increasing rate.
Yeah, and I hope it's not the case, but we might come in a year and we might not see it again.
So it's very important and timely that we're here today in the rainforest and we found a toad to bring back to Jumbatu, because this particular harlequin toad might just hold the secret to the entire species for saving them from this fungus.
If we unlock the secret of why they're surviving, we can use that information to save the rest.
So there's a high likelihood that this harlequin toad that we've found actually does have the fungus right now.
Yep.
How is it possible that this harlequin toad is surviving with the fungus?
Well, the first thing that we need to know is to be sure that it has the fungus.
Got it.
So we will do some swabs, we will collect that information and take it back to the lab to see if it indeed has BD. BD is the scientific name for this deadly disease.
Got it. So hopefully this might be the information they need to develop a vaccine of sorts for this deadly disease.
But it's important to know, Mark, that it's not just the fungus. Also, if we lose this forest, if we pollute this water, it doesn't matter if they have an immunity. We still have to protect the habitat where they live.
Right.
If the world's worst pathogen outbreak wasn't enough, the habitat of these toads and all wildlife in Latin America are under constant threat from pollution, deforestation, strip mining of wild lands, and the global climate crisis in general. The toad we found today will be highly valuable in taking one step closer to finding a cure to BD. But if we don't save the forests, rivers, and streams that make up this beautiful ecosystem, all the effort to save this species will be lost.
In Hambato, we love frogs. Saving frogs is my life's work. Please consider joining the effort to save frogs from extinction with us.
While it is quite possible the harlequin toad featured in this video may never be seen again in the wild, it isn't too late to support programs like Humbatu and the Atelopus Survival Initiative that are protecting and breeding these toads in captivity for re-release into the wild once the pandemic is over. Please click the donate button or the link in the description to join Brave Wilderness and rewild.org in supporting their critical work. We must not allow these jewels of the rainforest to disappear without a fight. The time for us to save them is now.